Where are those hard hats I ordered? Chickens at work. Here. Chickens at work. No safety harness. No safety meeting. No hard hat. No work boots. No union representatives. Just pure unadulterated work. In exchange for food, they give back way more than you have to give them. I did throw a little bit of cabbage on here just because, you know, I feel like I'll have to do more work to level it out again and make the edge. But they're not going to hurt. They're not going to get all the worms. They may even get some bad guys. Don't imagine there's many weed seeds, and they won't come through the mulch anyway. But they may as well eat them if they are there. There's new, fresh, older stuff that wasn't, too wet and too compacted. It was nice, light, fluffy stuff. When they're done, it'll be nice and light and fluffier. Handy as a pocket and a shirt. Hey, girls. They were escaping this dry old field, hard compacted clay. Impossible for these girls to make a living on that. They're not even weeds or grass hardly to eat. They definitely can't scratch that hard old clay. And they wouldn't find any worms much anyway. So, they were pining for they really liked that corner. They'd head right for there. They'd break loose and they would go over there and they'd, get at some protein. So, rather than chasing them down twice a day, wasting time, it'd be less time to rebuild this edge. Less worry, and better for them. We'll get more eggs out of it. The land, it won't hurt the land. It might even be better for it. Or not land. This is soil under construction, dirt in the works. Won't be dirt. Well, it's dirt maybe now. You might call it dirt. It's manure mostly. Straw, hay. There's a little bit of raccoon and there's some bird shit in it. They have birds. Dog. Llama, pig, whatever. So we put it down here. We don't compost it. We don't turn it 27 times. We pick it up off the pile, put it on the trailer, and then we unload the trailer directly here. And whatever we do, some other little things here. I put some leaves, and you see I got, there's some stuff here that's lots of hay and straw in it. Straw mostly, and some manure, and it's fresher, and this is some older stuff. It comes what I would consider some of the better older stuff. You know, you can have poor or new stuff too. Really heavy, wet, very little straw in it, no hay or whatever. It just, you know, really just, you know, takes forever to get a job done too with that stuff. This stuff, you move 3 times the volume in one forkful and half or a third of the weight. Well, I don't have any of that stuff to show you. Anyway, the point is, it doesn't matter whether it's, you know, what I consider the nice age stuff or the new stuff. I don't care anymore. I do, you know, like to get some straw on the bottom, an absorbent pad, and put the heavier, thicker stuff on top. But you know, even just pure hay or grass. And the thing is, it's covered. You know, this has been done for only a few days. We'll cover it with wood chips, straw, woodwork, leaves would blow away, corn stalks, cardboard, wooden boxes, wooden crates, plastic crates would be of some use, but wood chips seem to be the best. You know, this is a nice moisture, that's maybe a little bit dry, whatever, over a month or so, it'll just get exactly the right, you know, depending if you don't get any rain for a month. You get exactly the right temperature to sponsor prolific biological activity. And this is what it's not a chemistry thing at all. Yes, the horse manure is, you know, depending on the quality of it and what the horses ate and how much straw is in it and how many weeds and how much pig shit is in it, whatever. It's 2 to 4 or 6% or whatever it is. You know, 2 kilograms out of 100 kilograms moved, and you know, a pound of potassium or whatever it is, right? We're not claiming this is the greatest horse manure either. It's just a medium to sponsor prolific biological growth. It's all biology. It's not chemistry. If it was chemistry, I'd have to do this, you know. People say, oh, you plant stuff here and it takes stuff out of the soil, it takes the nitrogen, you got to replace the nitrogen. Well, of course you got to replace the nitrogen. If there's no life to go, there's all kinds of nitrogen here. You need biological life to extract it from the dirt medium and exchange it for sugar with the plant. Plant can only get a very, you know, it has to be complete, you know, has to be water soluble, has to, no, it's like they say about, you know, the roasted, open your mouth and waiting for roasted turkey to fly in. The plant can't get anywhere near what it needs. Even if you did spend, you know, and plant needs change hourly, daily, monthly, you know, when they're making flowers or tasseling or whatever, you know, they're doing different things. They just constant changing demand for different micro elements. People say, oh, micro elements. Well, they're micro elements. They're not necessary. Well, they are necessary. You're limited by your small. If you only just need 1/1000th of a milligram of molybdenum to make whatever it is, to make the seed, to make the fruit, to make the flower, to do whatever it is, to ward off a disease or a pest, then that it all comes crashing down, right? So no matter how much chemistry, how many times you soil tested, you couldn't possibly chemically feed your plants. You do that. So this is not in any way chemistry, it's biology. And then there's all the other benefits, right? Constant moisture, middle of July, 1st of August, middle of August. This will just be as moist as it is in May. Where everywhere else will be dry, hard baked. You know, I got green onions. The guy couldn't sell. He didn't sell them in time when they got old. It just literally, almost in some places, and this is only not even first year. The rubbery, non-saleable green onion pushes right down into the soil, and it's immediately surrounded by millions of bacteria, and they say we need to call, we need this, we need that. Okay, and trillions of bacteria go to work and bring that exactly what it needs to make root, and then go on and grow and be prolific. You know, it's nothing to do with the 2 kilograms of nitrogen that we're bringing in here. It's not chemical, folks. It's biological. People, they make compost. This is the other thing. The other point I want to make is compost is not. Paul Gauci, he's right about so many things. Like my little trailer there, you know, I don't know. I guess, you know, depending on the weight and how heavy it is, and how much straw is in it, and how, you know, a load. Forget about the weight, the volume. If I fill it up right to the sides there, you know, where there are sides, sorry. And, you know, hard to fill it past where there's no sides, right? Now, people would go and they'd get, say if they got 3 trailer loads of leaves and grass and manure, let's say, and they were making a compost pile. And they would go and put it in layers, and they'd play around with the hose in between, and they'd make some incantations between each thing, and, you know, maybe sprinkle some green sand on, or whatever it is that they think that they're doing. And then they turn it 27 times in 3 weeks. And they end up with, like, I don't know, a tenth, a third of the volume that they started with. This, you know, when I haul a meter and a quarter of manure, I expect to get I get a meter and a quarter of dirt, and I put some chips on top of that, and I get a meter and a quarter of soil. I don't get a quarter of a meter of soil, and I do a tenth of the work. I don't understand. Like, composting is not. There's no example for it in nature. Yes, stuff does fall in layers, and it stays there. It doesn't get twisted around and turned up and mixed. Just throw the stuff down where you want the garden, and that's it. Like, you know, chip it, cover it, mulch it, give it, you know. Anyway, some things are beyond me. Anyway, chickens stimulating the mind.